everyone, welcome back to the Spanglish Live. Today we have a great guest that I've been meaning to interview for a long time. Let's welcome Marvin. Hola Marvin.
Buenos días, buenas tardes o
Buenas
buenas noches.
Sí, buenas noches. Ahora es buenas noches.
Sí, sí.
¿Cómo estás, Marvin?
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Oh, muy bien.
Perfecto, perfecto.
Also, Marvin, so I'm going to ask you some questions in regards to your life.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Buckle up. Buckle up. Okay, cool. So, Marvin, could you describe a little bit your early years? So, what area were you raised in?
I was born in 1972. I was brought up in Liverpool in Brownlow Hill, Kirby first, then Brownlow Hill, then Toxteth. No, then Toxteth, then Brownlow Hill, and then we come to London. And then in London we went to, because it all come back to me, we went to Cambridge Gardens first, 22 Cambridge Gardens in Ladbroke Grove, and then we went Chalk Hill Estate, and then from Chalk Hill Estate we moved to Chalk Farm, which is Queen's Crescent in Kentish Town, and this is half a mile away from there.
Okay.
So if you walk for 5 minutes in that direction, you'll come to Queen's Crescent, where I grew up as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old.
Oh my God! So this area is kind of
this is all. And basically, I grew up around here. I've done all the badness around here. I left here, and then when I become sort of the best I could be in the criminal world of badness, I realised that I needed to really change, and there's no better place to change than where you come from. Because if I can change, everyone around me can change. So
absolutely.
If people see me changing and doing well, then they're going to want to do the same thing, and that's what's been happening. So that's why we're here.
Awesome.
And we're across the across the road from here is where I had to come from Queen's Crescent to fight. Because when I was growing up, to be somebody, you had to fight the hardest person from the area, or you was nobody. So I had to come from Queen's Crescent to fight the hardest bod of the Gaysford Street gang. Or
and how old were you back then?
7 or 8.
No.
Yeah. So
at 7 or 8 years old,
I used to go to Old Kent Road. I used to go to Old Kent Road stealing when I was 8, all the way over to Old Kent Road, which is literally 3 kilometers.
3 kilometers.
Yeah.
No.
That's where I'd go at 8 just to steal stuff. It's mad. But yeah, I come over here, I had to fight on that corner. So it was spiritually meant to be, because my new company started facing the Lion and Unicorn in the Herbert Marvin project, which is my charitable CIC, which I've set up here to add value to the community.
No way.
Yeah.
So you came back, you really came back?
No, I come back just to help all the youngsters not go down my road, innit?
Yeah.
Because I went to the road they're all on, and I've gone to a place they'll never get to.
Yep.
So if I've gone where they're never going to get to and it's no value, then I'd be bad not coming back to tell them, don't do it. It's not good.
It's not worth it.
Because if it was worth it, I'd still be there. Think about it. If it was worth it, I'd still be there. I'd still be there. If it was worth it, I'd still be there. Why wouldn't I be there if it was worth it? It's madness. So it's madness being there. It's exciting getting there, but it ain't worth it. So fix up.
Thank you, Marvin. And how was your relationship with your parents when you were growing up?
It weren't even the fighting. We grew up in a multiracial household. My dad was black, my mum was white. In the 70s, it wasn't black and whites weren't accepted to be together. There was a lot of racism. So being divided and conquered as a society, getting brought up as a mixed race black guy in a white environment is really, really challenging. So doing things wasn't easy. Do you know what I mean? So it was always, you just never fitted in. Being mixed race, I just felt like I never ever fitted in. And because my mum was working, my dad was never around, like bringing up 4 kids, there weren't a lot of money back then anyway. Do you know what I mean? And then everything just spirals out of control when drugs get involved.
Yeah.
You know, and my mum took drugs. My dad never took drugs, but my sisters took drugs, my brothers took drugs. So the household was very sort of drug friendly. Everyone took drugs. All our friends was allowed to come around the house and take drugs, party, do whatever they wanted. It was like a free-for-all house that we thought was cool when we were kids, but it was just my mum dealing with all her traumas. My mum had a pretty bad upbringing as well. She's got her own traumas that she's still dealing with now, you know, so life is about dealing with your traumas in the best way. My mum done the best job possible with 4 kids in a multiracial, sort of racist environment. Like, because my mum, I was with my mum when she got spat at, she got things thrown at her just for having black kids with her. Like, I never really understood it when I was a baby, but as I got older, I got really defensive over racism. So that's what made me violent, I believe, all the racism. So I mean, and then because we was from a very turbulent household, my mum and dad was very domestically violent. So there was a lot of violence going on with my mum and dad. And we always wanted to be able to protect my mum.
Yeah.
So then when I got old enough, I become very confrontational with my dad. And then it just spirals out of control when you get confident. So wanting to protect my mum made me confront my dad. Confronting my dad gave me a full sense of belief that I was a strong man. So I went into the world believing I was a strong man, stronger than my dad. And I was filled with too much confidence and courage, you know, and I had too much and I weren't scared of nothing. So I was, at 14 years of age, I felt like I was 30 and no one at 30 years of age could speak to me like I was 17, 15 or 16. It was nothing. You had to speak to me like a 30-year-old. If you spoke to me like a kid, then you got hurt.
So, obviously, because your mom and dad were arguing all the time. And by the way, it's very beautiful what you said, that you actually can identify that your mom had issues in her past, you know, that it wasn't just because she wanted to be like that, but, you know, it was her own upbringing.
Yeah, upbringing.
Upbringing, yeah. So that's beautiful that you can identify that.
Life in itself, being 53 now, you sort of realise that everybody goes through trauma. Mm-hmm. It's just how they hide it, how they masquerade it, and how they deal with it. Yeah. But every single human being is traumatised with life. It's the choices we make to get through life which traumatises us individually, and it's how we overcome that which determines the people we become. And when you pretend you haven't got trauma and you substitute reality with drink and drugs, then you have real bad turbulence and traumas which don't go away and cause more problems not dealing with them. So I've learned a lot. Yeah. The hard way, unfortunately.
Yeah. You said something very beautiful, which is she did the best with what she knew.
Yeah.
Well, she did.
My mum taught me.
Yeah.
Without my mum, I couldn't be the man I am. Like my mum was full of confidence. Like I seen my mum knock my dad out. Do you know what I mean? Like, and one of my sisters got molested when we was a kid in Greece, and my mum just turned up at this beach and just battered like 4 or 5. Like to us, they were men, but they was just. I think there was maybe between the age of 15 and 19 because they was on motorbikes. But my mum just went round there and battered 4 of them, dragging them, punching their teeth out. And, you know, when you see your mum do things like that, like, my mum was solid, mate. I mean, she was like my best mate growing up, my mum, you know.
Protective as well.
Very protective, very, very protective. And that's what give me the, I don't know if it's inspiration, but that's just what made me want to protect other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause my mum's a very protective person and you can't get close to us.
So you're a very protective person, but at the same time, obviously because your mom and dad were, you know, arguing all the time, who was your role model at the time?
All the armed robbers. Because basically what it was, when I was 8, my dad burnt my hand over a fire, yeah? And because he was a drug dealer, I never wanted to be like a drug dealer. So I was fixated on the Sweeney and these armed robbers. Because I remember watching a programme and they robbed a security van and he had a 24 karat gold shotgun. And I thought, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a gold gun and I'm going to rob loads of money. Yeah. So then I grew up with that sort of, I don't know, it was just a bug. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. So I've done it.
At the time, you saw them as a strong
So
maybe you wanted to be that person, that strong,
I wanted
invincible?
to be. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was more about the money. Seeing the amount of money they had, I thought I could do so much with that. So the masculine thing, all that sort of stuff is natural for me. I've never feared a man for nothing. So I've never felt like I have to be hard. I've just done what is hard. So I don't argue with people.
Yeah.
I should just smash their faces. I never argued with people. I was instant action. If there was a problem too big, then you got shot. If it wasn't big enough, then you got battered. And it wasn't if, but, or maybe. It happened. You went to hospital, or I went to hospital, or everyone got nicked. And they were the outcomes. That was the mad life I lived, you know?
Wow.
And that was our reality at the time. That was the 90s.
So was that when you were around a teenager?
Well, so just synopsis. From the age of, I got my first gun at 14 and my last gun at 31. Yeah, so the last gun I got arrested with was actually a Glock 19 in Spain. But in England, the last firearm I got nicked with was a Mac 10 machine gun with a silencer and specialised bullets and all that sort of stuff. And then, yeah, so from the age of 14 up to the age of 36, all I ever carried or ever got arrested was for guns.
So firearms?
Firearms, yeah. I never carried anything but firearms.
So you didn't like any knives? Or...
Well, I had them. It's weird. We had them,
yeah.
But it was just easier using guns. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
did you feel more protected?
No, I felt knives made more mess. And it's, in my head, growing up, because I'm only talking retrospective of the person I used to be, right? So when I was growing up, stabbing someone made it more evidence. Shooting someone that was further away, so it's no evidence. Yeah. So it's easier to get away with shooting people. So you just took the easiest option. That was just life back then.
And that was on your teenage years.
Yeah.
So what do you think at the time of your teenage years? What was the most difficult part of your teenage years? Because you were already involved in crime since you were a child, but...
I never had no problems. And I never had no problems. And I never had problems. Like, the problems I had was trauma from my parents growing up as a kid. But when I started making my money, I was just insane. So it didn't matter to me as long as I got the prize. And every day I had to get money. So every day I made sure I got the money I left my house to get. And I got it. So I felt very comfortable, confident, and going to prison was just a, what do you call it? Occupational hazard. And when you go to prison, I bought my first house from prison.
No way.
Yeah.
So, you see, this is a question that I actually wanted to ask. So, when you're in prison, do you think, I don't know if this is from my own point of view, but do you think that prison is actually like a college for criminals? Because in there you kind of network, learn more.
It's not you learn more. What it is, you sort of, you become more aware of easier ways to do things. So it's more of a knowledgeable, it's like a book of, it's like an encyclopedia of knowledge. So you go in and you gain more knowledge on how to do things better. And that's what it is, yeah. But it's what it is, it's a trauma-based environment from a social demographic area of people that have been from a place of lack. Now, rather than get the proper therapy and counselling and treatment, they put them in prison. Right? My trauma never got dealt with from childhood.
Nope.
None of it. And I got abandoned through the school. The school paid me to leave with qualifications, so I didn't come back. I never had to sit my exams. They paid me. Oh, no, you're all right. You qualified? Yeah. I was like, why don't I sit my exam? Oh, you're too intelligent. I'm too intelligent to sit exams. You pass them. Take them. That's what they done to get me out of school. When I run away from care, they never even reported me missing.
What?
Yeah, that's how bad we were.
Why did you go into care?
From my childhood, they took me off my mum because I was an uncontrollable child. And then they asked me when I wanted to go back to my mum's. But don't tell the locals, don't tell the police. And I went back to my mum's, and that was it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just, the system doesn't work. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, to help all the unfortunate children like myself. The care system doesn't work, the prison system doesn't work, and the education system doesn't work.
No.
And you need to have a different system for different people, and I'm different people. So I'm setting up different systems for different people so they can have a better outcome in life. And I can give you the ingredients, right? Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Spanish and English fluently, that's it. Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Spanish and English, and a business degree, you can't fail. And you get a pitch deck and a business plan, you're a millionaire.
You can do anything, really.
You can do anything you want. You've got to have the right network. It's all about network. So, your net worth is your network, and your network is your net worth. Remember that.
Why did you choose, the life of crime? Obviously, you did explain that was since you were a child, but when you were a teenager, you went back home, and you went back
I lived
home.
on my own. I lived on my own from the age of 15.
Oh, okay. So after you escaped care, you went back to your mom's, and then you left.
Yeah, I left home. Yeah, I left home and went into it's like supported living for care leavers, and then I got my own flat. Yeah, and I got my own flat.
So at the age of 15, you were
16, I had my own flat. 17, I had my own flat. 18, I had my own flat, and then I started renting my own flats. And then from the age of 19, I was renting my own flats because I was stealing too much money and I couldn't claim the dole. So the dole stopped, and then the armed robbery started. And once the armed robbery started, it never stopped until I got arrested and went to prison.
And around your 19s, who were your influences at the time?
Me. I want to be the best version of me, because when I'm there, I'm going to be better than him, and him, and they can't kill me. And I'll kill them if they try. And that was it. I just wanted to be the best version of me, so I've become the best version of me and done what I thought I would do. And unfortunately, I've done it. And I've done it. I made it to the top on my own.
And when you were a teenager, were you doing it, were you living here in London?
Yeah. Yeah, I was living in London. Yeah. Yeah, I was living in London, all around London. And then when I moved out of my mum's, I never moved to Spain until 2006.
Okay.
But I was backwards and forwards to Spain, Ibiza, from 1998. So from 1998, I first went to Spain, and then I got acquainted with the Moroccan infrastructure from Ibiza. And I met my Moroccan brothers in Ibiza, and we partied hard. Hoo.
So at the time when you moved, when you moved to Spain, did you go to Liverpool, or were you?
No, I was in Liverpool's home. Remember that. I am from Liverpool.
You're
right?
Liverpool alone, yeah.
I was in Liverpool more than I was in London.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But I come to London and I stayed in London to make money, see my family. Then I was always in Liverpool. Whenever I made money, I went straight to Liverpool.
Okay, so that was a place to enjoy.
That was a place where I went to just look after my family members that I was growing up with. That was just what I'd done. Do you know what I mean? All of my family members that I grew up with, I went back and spread my love with them, and that was it.
So what do you think is the difference between London criminals and Liverpool criminals?
Well, Liverpool's a city on its own. It's not even classed as England, to be fair. And they are different. So the difference in the criminals is integrity. Scouse has got more integrity.
Scouse has got more integrity than London criminals.
Yeah. And we're brave enough and strong enough and confident enough to say, I've done it. What? Yeah, it was me. What? Where Londoners say, I don't know who done it, mate. Oh, mate, what? They done what? Shut up. Did he? Yeah. You never guess who done what. Look, that's why they're laughing. They can hear it. That's what they do. That's what Londoners go. He done what? Are you joking? Fucking hell. I'll see. Here, mate, do you know what happened there? Nah? Mate, I don't know what happened, mate. I don't know what happened. And you think, but you're the only person to know. You're the only person that knew. Oh, mate, I ain't got a fucking clue what happened. Look, that's what they do.
But
that's what they do.
But the Scousers will just
lad,
in your
face. Lad, what? That's it in Liverpool. That's what they do.
Oh, no.
They're taking it because they're meant to take it, and they're going to let you know, I've got it. What? Lad? What? Lad? Yeah. But they don't do that in London. London, they go, I've got what? Who? Me? Nah, I'll tell you what, who's got it? This other little cunt's got it. So they've got no integrity. Even being bad, they've got no integrity. At least Scousers have got integrity. Boom! Yeah, I'm telling you. Everyone knows I'm a Scouser. Yeah. I'm a Scouser. Everyone that knows me knows I'm a Scouser. When you say, where are you from? I say, Liverpool. They say, shut up. I say, I'm from Liverpool, mate. I'm from Liverpool. In all the newspaper clippings, every newspaper clipping is Echo.
Echo, yeah.
Echo is Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm not in the front pages. Well, since I've turned my life around, I'm in the front pages of The Sun, which, I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, because the Liverpudlians have banned The Sun. Right? So The Sun is not allowed to be sold in Liverpool. No. However, the reason why I say I'm sorry is because that's the only paper that's put me on their front pages to spread the positive word. So I'm sorry I jumped ship for that, but I've got to do my job and I've got to save our youngsters. And that's the only reason I'm in The Sun, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because no, they boycotted The Sun after Hillsborough, after they said all the Scouts was looting all the dead bodies. It's a fucking liberty, mate.
So who was the most interesting gangster that you have met in Liverpool?
Well, all I can say is my dad and my uncles. There's only a couple, right? And yeah, so Mickey Cunningham, boom, yeah? No, this man is a proper, he told me how, he was trying to tell me in the 90s, yeah, how to be a man. And it's only when I've become a man I've realised, you know what I mean? And Michael Cunningham, big up, South London, Bermondsey, boom, my brother, yeah? No, so he taught me a lot about being the man I've become.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't really talk about anybody else. I don't know if they're active. And I know everyone. And I don't know what everyone's doing because I'm straight now. So Mickey Cunningham, I know he's a working man, he's a proper man, he's a family man, he's brought his kids up, he's done amazing things, you know what I mean? Yeah. Big up Stephen Wallace as well, he's another one who's done amazing things. The first black gang member to get custody of his kids against the social services recommendations in Lambeth. Boom! Wow. Boom, and we done that last year. Hooah! Yes, me and Stephen Wallace, mate, we won his kids, mate, sick. 4 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, he got 4 kids off the baby mums, yeah, against the social services recommendations. We won his kids back. Trust me, and he's got all custody of his kids now.
Wow.
Yeah, wicked, wow. And we done that.
Well done.
Thank you for watching, amigos. That's all for now. If you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. Hasta la next one, amigos. Ciao.